Hi, my name is Tann and welcome to my Fresh Music Fix. Artists from all over the world send me their music. I pick the songs I like the best and put them together in a podcast just for you. In this, episode 37, we've got Valentyne, Falling Below, The Painkillers, but we're going to kick off with The Bad Actors, Offside Clarity, and you are going to love it. Bad Actors and Offside Clarity. Now, I've got quite a few songs from them, actually. I was just going through looking at some of their bio. So we've got some more to come from them. I like them very, very much. I especially like the guitar. I'm not too sure how many people are playing in the band. The picture I've got that I've been sent has only got two of them in it. There's Kal-El, the guitarist, and A.N. drummer. But I love the guitar. Actually, I prefer the background guitar, the one that's sort of fantastic sound, and he's got another one laid over the top. So they're taking Sheffield by storm. Amazing. And also they supported Huey Morgan earlier on this year. Very good, very nice. So you'll be hearing some more from them. Hopefully you're doing all okay. I'm going to kick through some of these today because I haven't got much time. So a little bit less talk for this particular episode and more about the music. So next I've got Valentyne. Hang on a second. Sorry. It's what happens when you sort of try and go a bit quicker than you should do. Okay, this is Valentyne and Do What You Want. Own Me! Fantastic. That was Valentyne, Valentyne, and Do What You Want, Own Me. But you probably guessed that they're doing what I always suggest bands to do: rinse that title so we know where the song, what the song's called. Fantastic. All I can tell you really is they're from Manchester. I'll share their stuff on their Linktree on the podcast notes. There's some fantastic videos they've made, and yeah, I love it. I just love that whole wall of sound and the way it's we know what it is, don't we? We know what that is. It's called alt rock, or depending on whereabouts you are, it can be called something else. Who knows? But I love it, and I'm going to bring you the very next song, which is Falling Below and Pieces. You're going to rock your heads off to this. wonderful and extremely well produced, I'd like to say. It was actually mastered at Abbey Road. So, I wonder how that works. I wonder how that works. Where you do you just send it to them, or do you go down there? Do you make an appointment? Do you know what mastering is? Do you know what? Okay, so let me just explain a little bit what mastering is. So imagine you've got, I don't know how you might imagine a recording session would be, but let's just imagine a screen with lots of tracks on it, with drums and keyboards and vocals and all that kind of malarkey on there. And each of those on that screen, each of those tracks has got a little slider on it, which sort of shows, and you can move it up and down to make it a bit louder or a bit quieter or whatever. You can shift it to the left or the right side of your ears. You can add different things to it. You can add echo to it, let's say, for instance, or you can change the sound of it, make it a little bit more trebly or a bit more bassy. I know I'm being a bit simplistic, but that doing that sort of thing for each of those tracks, and then when you come to the end of that sort of particular recording and mix, so you've recorded it all, and then you mix it all. So you mix it all. So the drums are going to be this. So you tend to mix all the drums and then all the keyboards and then each individual guitar and vocals and stuff, and work out then how loud each of those are in comparison with each other. You know, you've seen those sliders. I'm moving my hand up and down as if I'm moving a slider up and down like an idiot. But yeah, you're moving those things up and down, and you get to a mix at the end. And you think, yeah, that's right. We've got all the right sounds are there. They're all sounding exactly how we want them to sound, and they're all at the right level compared to each other. And then you mix it down to a final mix. Well, kind of final mix. We call it a master mix. So once you've got that master mix, you listen to that master mix, and then there are other things you can do. Once you've got that final mix with all the different levels of all the different instruments at different levels, then you send it off to be mastered, or you go along to the mastering process. So the mastering process is, if you imagine you've got what I just spoke about with all those individual tracks. Let's just say now you've just got one big track, but you can still make it a little bit moving a little bit left. Oh, no, you wouldn't do that, would you? You change things like the EQ, so that say the tone, make the whole thing a little bit more trebly or a little bit more bassy, but you can be more sophisticated than that. And what you're doing is basically you're just affecting the whole track. Now you'd think this would be sort of like there's be a certain amount of things you do with this, but other than that, it's pretty much, it was, once you'd finished it, it was pretty much done. But what the mastering process does is it kind of makes it a little bit more ear friendly. It does that sort of tone control, bassy and trebly, but much more sophisticatedly. Sophisticatedly? No, I don't think that's a word. But sophisticatedly? Let's not get caught up on that. Anyway, It's a process. It's almost like a kind of black magic, because nobody really knows, apart from people that do mastering, exactly how it's done. So for each podcast, I kind of do that, but within the app that I use, and I use a thing called Logic, I have all the different levels, and I mix all the different levels, like the way that the vocals are. In the level of the vocals, my vocals, compared to the music, so it doesn't blast your ears off. And sometimes I get it wrong, but I've kind of got it kind of right at the moment. So when I've finished with that, when I've done, I have a final mix for this podcast, and then I bring the final podcast track back in, and I master it. But the mastering that I do is with AI. And so AI says, well, this sounds better. This is a bit too loud here. It's a bit too quiet here. Da 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 da. We'll mix it down onto. We'll make it sound a little bit better than that. I can affect it in. I can change the EQ, and a few other bits and pieces. But it's basically there, and I use the same preset for each of my recordings, for each of the mastering. Each of my mastering sessions for the individual, it's getting a bit long-winded now, episode of the podcast. So I do that as well, and sometimes it will make everything sound better as opposed to just one little part. So hopefully I've made mastering a little bit clearer, and then confused you a little bit, and then maybe you've worked it out yourself, or maybe you've already turned off by now. Who knows? Let's let's see if anyone's still listening, shall we? Anyway, final track for the day. This is The Painkillers and Broken, and it was fantastic. Fantastic, lovely, what a brilliant track. It's the sort of track you can just pop your headphones on, lie back in your bed and just disappear. Fantastic. That was The Painkillers and Broken, and that's taken from his new LP, yeah I know, album that you can get off Bandcamp, details of which will be in the show notes for this podcast. So if you didn't know the show notes, it will appear if you're on Spotify, they appear on the actual show itself, or if you go to the website, what's the website called? Chris is normally here saying, what's the website called? I forgot what the name of the bloody program's called now. What's the podcast called? Nick Tann's freshmusicfix.com, that's what it's called. So if you go there, all the show notes will be there. It gets a little bit, it's been getting a little bit, I write some little bits at the end of the podcast notes. So if you're not listening not reading those, I think there's a few people that do notice what I'm writing about, and you might agree, you might disagree. If you disagree, you're obviously wrong. Anyway, thanks for listening to everybody this week. It's been a bit of a short one because I haven't got an awful lot to say because Chris isn't here to help me out, and I just don't feel much like talking, so I just want you to listen to the music because it's fantastic. Anyway, thank you all for listening. I will speak to you very, very soon. Oh, by the way, if you're not following me on TikTok or or on Instagram. You really should, because I've made lots of videos and I'm putting them up over the next few days. So anyway, again, I love you all. Goodbye.